All right. Okay. Now, for this last section of Build My Life, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go off script here a little bit just to kind of show you how I would normally lead this song. If I were leading it by myself in front of a youth group or in a band setting, those two things are a little bit distinct and different from each other. I'm going to play a little bit more simply the more members of a band are involved, because I don't want to step on anybody else's toes. But if I'm playing this by myself, like as a cover, or I'm leading worship, that's how I'm going to play it in this next little section. Now, that being said, what you might find is that I play some things a little bit differently. I might do a little bit something different with the chords. For example, one of the things that I like to do is every time that I play the bridge of Build My Life, I play my C like this. Most of the time I'm going to be playing my C like this, but in this case I'm going to be doing this alternate version of a C so that I can then slide it up 2 frets and play a D up here. And it makes it sound really cool. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some of the bass notes that normally the bass player would play. Now, one of the main places that you'll hear that is the 3rd chord of the song. It goes G, C, and then a G over B, okay? And all that is instead of this note down here being the lowest note of the song, I'm going to take this finger, the 2nd string, and I'm going to emphasize that as the lowest note of the chord there. And that's called an inversion. And so anytime you see like a chord with a slash and then another letter, all they're doing is they're changing what is the lowest sounding note of the chord, and they're telling you which note to play. And so in this case, I'm going to add in G over B a lot, because that's all over Build My Life. And if you hear this song played, you might be able to hear it. If you find another chord chart, it might even say G over B in certain areas, and that's how you know when to play that particular chord. So I'm not going to go through everything. The other thing that I'm going to do a little bit differently is I'm not going to play the whole song with just one simple strum pattern, or even just 2 simple strum patterns. You might see me do a little bit fancier stuff, and that's simply because I really enjoy rhythmic things. I was a drummer first, and so I pick up on rhythms very quickly, and I don't want to do the same rhythm all the time. And so experimenting with rhythms, I'm gonna do that quite a bit throughout the course of the song, because I think it sounds good, and I'm the one who's who's doing it, so I get to choose how the song sounds. The very last thing is that throughout the course of the song, I'm going to try to change dynamics a lot. I'm going to go from little finger picking things to full strum patterns. And yeah, you'll notice a number of things like that throughout the course of the song. So I hope that helps. And you can kind of figure out by looking closely. I'll put all the camera angles up so that you can hear and see at the same time how I'm doing particular things. And of course, if you got any questions on how to do something, or you need a more in-depth tutorial, of course, the full-fledged youth worship training thing, you can ask for something like that. And I'm pretty quick about giving tutorials on things that people are unclear on, or what they need. And so I hope that's helpful. And for what it's worth, here is my cover of Build My Life.